Okay, buddy. I'll see you in a sec. All right. See you, buddy. I want to go around the horn here. I have a question for you guys, and it's simply, how do you feel on a scale from 1 to 10 your business is right now? What is going on in your business? I'm going to start at the top with George Bredding. George, I got you unmuted. You there, buddy?
I am.
I just want to kind of know, and if you were to just assess your business right now and assess your life and where you're at, your place and what you do for a living, on a scale from 1 to 10, where's it at and what's been going on?
I'd probably give myself a 7. I'm pretty hard on myself, though. I probably never would give myself a 10. There's always room for improvement.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've got out of my comfort zone, out meeting people for coffee, centers of influence, realtor contacts, people in the community, which is great. It's an ever building, thing that I'm doing. So hopefully keep meeting more and more people and driving them to eventually use me on a normal basis for transactions. Doing a huge builder event tonight down in Virginia for the capital area. So that's going to be huge to be able to promote our one closed construction loan. That's it's all weekend event. So hopefully that goes well. But just trying to get my face out there more and more, staying at it with weekly video emails to realtors, monthly emails, video emails out to past clients. Just staying on top of that also.
How do you, when you joined to become a loan officer, right? What did you envision for yourself? What was your goal to set out to be? What kind of lifestyle did you want to have? How did you define success?
Gosh, I don't usually define it in money terms. Probably not good, but as long as I'm doing, working as hard as I possibly can work, and driving as many loans as possible. Always want to, I have two younger kids and wife. Always don't want them worried about money. Be able to support the family and do what we want to do on a daily basis, weekends, getaways, whatnot.
What are your core priorities? If you were to list out 3, 4, 5 of them.
Priorities as in what do I want to do?
What's important to you?
Family number one, making sure they're taken care of. Probably making sure my health's fine so I can support them. And enjoying my job as much as I possibly can. It's a tedious kind of job. Try to mix it up a little bit to not get bored with it. Hang out with friends when I can. I like in stock market investing, golf, do those activities also.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. When you look at those priorities, I mean, are there things that you're doing that are outside, time wise, giving energy focus to other things, or is it you feel pretty centered?
I feel pretty good about everything. I feel like maybe I prioritize, other things before myself a little bit, but that's just who I am. I coach my kids in sports. When there's teams, that are going on, try to donate my time that way, get out in the community with my faith, business-wise with that also. That's awesome. Kind of who I am.
That's awesome, buddy. Last question. When you look at your career, where do you think the greatest level of improvement, if you have so much time you're willing to allocate towards your business, your job, because you are a centered human being, you have family, you have other things that are important to you. What are the things that when you look at your blade, your business, your blade, how sharp is it? Where's the sharpening? Where are you lacking right now?
I think the catch-up point for me is to be in front of as many realtors as possible and keep making those relationships stronger. That's something that, I've worked with bank branches and builders in my past, and Now I'm working with bank branches, not builders as much. And that business has dried up for the most part because of refinances going away. So being in front of realtors and centers of influence is definitely something that's an ongoing process, but it's a daily activity. So, hopefully over the next few months, year, it'll be much better than it even is right now.
Are those the things, I guess, maybe define, what are the things you wish you had been doing consistently over the course of the last 3 months that didn't get done? What are those things?
Probably the going out and meeting people face to face on a more regular basis. Reaching out to people and booking those appointments and going out and promoting myself and promoting the bank and what I can offer them.
And what do you think the biggest reason it didn't really get done to the level you really want and know you should be doing?
Yeah, I mean, I think this time gets away. When you get loans in the pipeline as an originator, in the end, you want to make sure you get paid on it, on that work. Sometimes it gets away because of that. Sometimes, focus level. I think everyone's guilty of that, not being honed in 100% on an everyday basis. But I'm working at that on a daily basis also.
There we go. We got right to where I wanted to be. Okay. I'm gonna just took a note, and I'm gonna bring back some of the things that George just said there at the very end, and that's going to be our whole topic for today. Well done. Thanks, George.
You're welcome.
We'll go to Jason Brown. You there, Jace?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. What's up, buddy? Give me the status of Jason Brown. When you look at your business, Jason, when you look at what you deem as you define success for your business, define success being a loan originator, what is going right, and what do you feel as though are some of the things that you really have lacked? Set aside the transition and the minutia of learning a new company, etc. Just take the last year of your business and talk to me about the holes and the gaps.
Yeah, it's really fascinating because, I've been doing this coming on almost 26 years now. And in the last, I'd say pretty much since I met you, it's been it's like a tornado has come in and just made everything better, even though I had to go through some massive growing pains. I've been a mortgage broker my whole career. And now I'm working as a mortgage banker, mortgage broker, and a bank all in one with this company, Prime Lending. And I would have never opened up to go there if it wasn't for the in-depth conversations you and I have had. And now it's turned out to be such a life-changing experience. I feel so empowered to be able to do what I'm doing. And the reason I'm saying this is, I started off with the videos, and we started seeing more business coming up from just the videos that we were doing. And then I'm like, okay, this is working, but I need more help because I'm not in front of my clients. I'm working on loans and not networking and doing what gets me more business. Well, now since I got the Prime, I got my assistant in place, I've got 634 products to sell. And now it's like, I feel like this week I actually had fun. I can say I haven't had fun in my job in a very long time. And it makes me excited about getting up in the morning and, you and I've been talking, I'm going to get back to my routine of doing the videos and just this networking that I'm going to be doing. I'm thrilled to be where I'm at. So I really, I can't say that enough.
Awesome, brother. Awesome. Well, last question. Okay. You said the word routine. Okay. What is your routine?
Yeah, so when I'm my best, I'm up eating my egg whites and eggs at 7:15 in the morning. I'm in the office, by 8:30 at the latest, and work until 5, 6. I feel more disciplined, and I say disciplined, and that translates into routine for me. As I had a houseboat I sold this last summer. And I'd have every excuse to be out there on the boat. Well, as you and I had talked about, boats are a lot of fun, but they're also a huge distraction. Where am I at in my career? So, the boat's gone. I'll buy another boat when I get to the next phase of my life. But right now, like this weekend, I'm hosting a client appreciation party for a real successful agent in San Francisco. If I had my house, but I wouldn't be doing that. So I'm creating some new routines that are putting me in front of more people that are going to put more loans in my pipeline and make me more successful. So, and again, I'm going to go back to you, Pat, and say thank you for the coaching, just the direction to help me get into a healthy routine. It's been phenomenal. And I will say I'm getting back into my crazy workout routine and diet, because when I do that, I feel like I'm a fine-tuned automobile, just putting the right fuel in my tank, getting out. I have more energy. I feel like I look better. My clothes fit better. So I'm kind of doing the health and the routines with the videos and the networking and kind of blending them together. And I'm already starting to see the results from it. So it's been great.
What is, if you were to say, Jason, one thing that you're not doing enough of that you need to do that emphatically will take you to the level of income which you want, which for those of us on this call with Jason, it's $500,000-$700,000. Okay, what is it?
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that you need to focus on that will take you there. The one thing.
Spider, 100% Spider. And that's doing my weekly videos. Again, I start with a new company. I'm 45 days in. There's been so much training as I'm making excuses. Now the excuses are done. I'm going back to doing the workflows, the funnels, the weekly emails to my realtors and my sphere of influence, and my monthly to my clients. The ladder that you've been pounding into my brain, just stay in front of them. My clients are starting to expect it. And all the little things I was doing on Facebook and Instagram that all was, started with Spider. So I got to get back to what was really working. And now, because before I had Spider, but I didn't have the right company and support. Now I have the right company and support. And now I need to really just crack open Spider again and dive in with everything I know how to do.
Awesome, brother. Thanks for sharing, pal. Well done.
Yeah.
So let me go over to my man, Jesse Bell. You there, Jesse? Can you hear me?
Sorry, I unmute now.
There you are, buddy. How are you, Jesse?
Good morning.
Good morning, man. So you heard the questions. Talk to me, man. What's going on in your business? What are you doing right, and what are some of the cracks, the things you should have been doing more of that need to get done in order for you to realize your goals and your full potential?
So the past 7 to 10 days, I've been really going through my database and making phone calls, and more than I've ever done before.
Yep.
And I'm realizing what a missed opportunity it's been for me in the past, to just reach out to them and stay in front of past deals or past relationships. And I've already got, a couple deals that have come in that look pretty solid. And in that's 10 days. And it's just trying to stay in front of people and ask for the business. And that's tough. It's always been hard for me to ask for who do you know and how can I help you and those sorts of things.
What do you think the people that get the most referrals, that close the most amount of business, obviously the ones that do that on a regular basis, right?
Yep.
What do you think? What do you think the difference is in their mindset versus somebody who doesn't like to do that?
They know what to say and they're confident in their presentation.
I think that's part of it too. But I think that, tell me if you agree with what I'm saying. I think that comes from a deep inner belief that they are the best at what they do, and that they feel that everybody should be working with them. They feel like they have to get in front of everybody because they are the ones that are going to help them, those people, the most. And they ask for referrals from a place of, this is a huge service to other people if I'm in front of them. You follow me?
Yeah.
I'm going to help people. I am the best. People love me. So it's their belief, their thoughts and beliefs that lead them to unwavering, convicted action. Make sense?
And it's a mindset of service and help, being of help, not taking.
Correct. Correct. Not selling, not persuading, not taking, not being pushy. Those are the thoughts and beliefs of people that do not do well in the profession of sales. And we all know that thoughts and beliefs are what trigger whether or not we're going to take action, right? We always think first, believe first, and take action second. Our thoughts and beliefs are what drive our actions. And most people's thoughts and beliefs and the actions that are presented to them, the things they know they need to do, are not consistent with their thoughts and beliefs, and therefore they get done intermittently, okay? Because deep down inside, it's I feel like I'm being pushy, or I feel like, you know, if I close them right now, that they'll look at me like I'm a cheesy salesperson, right? So I'm not the best closer, right? And so it's important that you said something very critical, that practicing in perfecting the words, because it's a combination of their personal level of conviction as well as the time they spent internalizing what the heck they're going to say. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And that takes somebody who has an inner level of confidence, a high degree of self-esteem as a salesperson, combined with skill, and therefore the outcome is there, right? Now, let me ask you a question, and I want you to give me the honest answer. This is good. When you decided over the last 10 days, you said you picked up the phone, were you scared and nervous when you picked up that phone a little bit?
Yes.
Oh, good. You know what? If you're not scared, guys, at least once a day, you're not growing. If you're not scared and shaking and nervous and clamming up and sweating, you're not pushing your level of comfort zone. You're not going to expand. Therefore, the result will not get any better. If you only work, okay, if you're making 2 to 3 deals a month, you realtors, or 2 deals a month, you loan originators, you have the routines that command that level of income, no more and no less. What I'm happy to say, and primarily because the first 3 people I picked on happen to be one-on-one personal coaching clients of mine, none of them made excuses. None of them said, Pat, the listings are not there in my market. None of them said the interest rate rising has prevented me from doing that. It's not me. It's these outside things. You follow me? Nobody said that. And I commend you all for that so far. Because success, we all know, is cause and effect. We reap exactly what we sow, and there are no degrees of external things that can influence or change or impact that universal principle, i.e. the economy, economic circumstances, or anything. That if our Creator, if we really believe, okay, that we reap what we sow, that gives us 100% permission to simply focus on ourselves, our internal, our skills, our abilities, our attitudes. And if we do those things, as the book As a Man Thinketh by James Allen says, as in nature, as in life, right? And is that good thoughts, beliefs, and actions cannot yield poor results. A good root, in the great book, a good root cannot produce bad fruit. That's a book of Matthew. Okay, it's all universal, and I referenced the Bible, the Kabbalah, the Quran. I mean, the Think and Grow Rich, Magic of Thinking Big, the Power of Positive Thinking, which you'll find in all these books are universal law, right? So that gives us permission to look inside of ourselves. Now, here's what's happening. I'm going to tie this back to what Jason Brown said. Jason Brown, and we all know that right now this industry is flushing itself out. Nature does that. Nature has a way, the universe always corrects itself. So when you look at hurricanes and tornadoes, what trees get ripped out and destroyed? The ones with weaker roots. Follow me? And the good news for all of you on this phone is you begin to do things to better yourselves, show up every Friday to Fridays with Pat, and hone your skills, hone and think about your thoughts, your beliefs, and to just overall get better and define success for yourselves and begin to pursue that. Is that this massive opportunity as the mediocre wash away, the ones that place blame outside of themselves, the ones that make excuses will leave this business and the cream will rise to the top, and you will get the more numbers that work in your favor, because I'm not going to pull any punches. You have to work harder, turn over more rocks, and go through things as, yes, rates come up and refi business is not there, as the listing inventory issues that are out there, right? It doesn't mean it's not there. It doesn't mean we can't make the exact number we want in our business plan. It just means we have to do more. And we're not conditioned to do more, because most of us have been on this industry for those years where the numbers were so great that you didn't have to be great to make great money. And so we expected that, and that candy got taken away from us. And then we're left to say, well, I was making this, so I was great. It can't be me. Now I'm making less. It's got to be the economy, right? When the reality is you were given a gift of numbers because the real estate boom is just so incredible, right? But now we're back to traditional selling, which is a good, healthy economy, not a booming real estate market, just a good one. And that's what you want. That's what you want. Because if you're skilled and you're doing the right things, you're going to get the market share. And I'll reference yesterday, my friend Ryan Chida, who I mentioned you guys, who's going to clear almost 40 million. He's pushing to finish the year out at 40 million for the year by himself at Volker, Engel and Volker down in Naples, Florida. He was recognized globally as a top 10 real estate agent in their company in terms of number of transactions. They had like 5 categories. Okay. He's 40 years old. Okay. Killing it in this business. And he doesn't make excuses. He doesn't look at what, the lack thereof. He believes that everybody should use him. He is not like losing deals. He has that healthy paranoia. So well done, Jesse. Thanks, brother. Let me go over to my friend Jim Haley. You there, Jim?
Good morning, Pat.
Good morning, buddy. How you doing?
Actually, it's a good day today, but I agree with everything everyone has said, and particularly what you've said. And I have not been focusing as much as I should be. I'm like the guy in California. He started with a new company. I started with Fairway on August 6th, and it's a lot of new knowledge and new training, but I still got to focus on what I've been doing. Since I joined you, I'm doing a lot more contact with people than I had before, and I've been trying to do a couple of different things, looking at renovation loans and reverse mortgages.
Yep, absolutely. Yep.
Trying to make a niche in the market so that I'm not just chasing the same thing everyone else is chasing.
Yep, absolutely, buddy. So when you look at the things, the actions and activities, if you really got quiet, okay, and you looked at your business and what to be true that leads to highly successful people, prospect, run appointments, follow up, and doing those 3 core fundamental things every single day to the best of your ability, skilled. And when you're meeting with people, when you're on the phone with people, you're scripted, internalized, and designed to sequence the consumer to a predetermined spot. You look at your commitment to practice and skill and the honing. Have you committed yourself to a degree of 10, 8, 5, 3, 1? What is your number?
Probably a 3 or a 4.
Right? And do you think that if you actually ramp that up to an 8 or 10 and took new actions and did focus on high path activity versus low or no, that would have an impact on your income?
I agree with what Jason said. I mean, it's, joining a new company, it's got its difficulties, but you join the new company for certain reasons, and the reasons were to grow your business and have a better opportunity. So that's what I have to do. I have to make a better commitment, stronger commitment. And you and I discussed on Monday about getting back and doing more physical exercise. My wife would like that too. So
absolutely. Yeah. Well, you know what? We talked about that earlier this week. I think it was this week, may have been last.
Monday.
Monday. We talked about getting into gear again, right? Have you taken any steps? Nice, with no pun intended.
Yeah. I mean, I had a B&I group meeting on Thursday. there's 2 financial people in there and a realtor, and we all agreed that we would meet sometime next week, so I'm going to call them back and just schedule something for next week with them. I reached out to a couple of people that I sent out a notice of my change of employment. A couple of people responded back, so I sent an email back. I just have to follow up with them. One of the guys, the guy who runs the reverse mortgage, he's a director at Fairway. He's coming into town on October 2nd for a guy over in Lyle they're doing an event at Lyle Park District Senior Center. And so I reached out to the guy who was over with Fairway, who's over at Lyle, and he called me back this morning. I got to return his call. I'm going to go do it, and then I reached out to him and said, "How can I help you to get more people there?"
Awesome, brother. Well, you're definitely building momentum, and you know that you know I'm here for you. Okay, bud.
Yeah.
All right, pal. Well said. I'm just going to do a couple more guys, and I'm going to go. You know what? I'm going to talk to David Weber right now out of Dallas, Texas. You there, David? All right. No audio. I'll try one more time. You there, David? Okay. Let me go over to Magda Saltzman. You there, Magda?
Yes.
Good morning, beautiful.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm fine.
You got the gist of this conversation yet? You want to talk to us?
Sure. I'll be happy to.
What are your beliefs, man? When you look at your last three when you look at the last 3 months of your business, what are the things that you look to and say, I should have been doing these more frequently, and I haven't, and here's the answer. Here are the things that I need to overcome in order to build the momentum I want for my business. What are they?
One of them is to stay focused, disciplined, and get in front of people that I've been associated with, because just yesterday I noticed how much money I have not gained at all because these people ended up buying with someone else because I wasn't there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I really got so present that I need to be more focused and intentional.
Yep. Absolutely.
And
Focus. Yep. Focused, intentional, and discipline. And do you think that enjoying the following up, that really embracing that and looking forward to that mindset would help you actually do it?
I think so, because I've been lax at it and think that people get back with me, and it's not that way. They receive information from me, but I'm not in contact with them. So it's me.
Right.
It is just me.
Yep. Awesome. Well said, Magda. Guys, I want you to listen to this real quick, and we'll talk about it at the end. But I want you to take the next 7 minutes, put down your cell phones. Don't block yourself out. Get into a room that's quiet if you're not there, and listen to what it is I'm about to cover with you. Okay? Happiness. Happiness is, ready? An emotional response to an outcome. If I win, I'll be happy. If I don't, then I won't. It's an if-then, cause and effect, quid pro quo standard that we cannot sustain because we immediately raise it every time we attain it. You see, happiness demands a certain outcome. It's result reliant. They say that if happiness is what you're after, then you're going to be let down frequently, and you're going to be unhappy much of your time. Joy, though, joy is a different thing. It's something else. Joy is not choice. It's not a response to some result. It is a constant. Joy is the feeling that we have when we are doing what we are fashioned to do, no matter the outcome. Now, I'll share this with you personally, guys. In my experience, I can tell you that my career as a speaker and a sales trainer and a coach, when I started enjoying the work, literally, I became more happy. When I stopped making the work the daily labor, means to a certain end. For example, I need to close 30% of the room. I need to be recognized as one of the best speakers. I need my performance to be acknowledged. I need the respect of my peers. Now, all those are reasonable aspirations. But the truth is, as soon as the work, the daily grind of memorizing 120 pages of script, the practicing of my tonality, my pitch, my pauses, my tie downs, the doing of the deed became the reward in and of itself. For me, that's when I made more money, got more respect and recognition, and impacted more people's lives than I ever had before. The joy is always in process. It's always under construction. It's a constant approach, alive in the doing of what we're fashioned to do and enjoying it. I mean, the easiest way to dissect success is through gratitude. We give thanks for what we do have, for what is working, for appreciating the simple things we sometimes take for granted. We give thanks to these things, then that gratitude, what happens is it reciprocates, creating more to be thankful for. It's really that simple, and that's how it works. And I'm not saying to be in denial of your failures. We need to learn from them too, but only if we look at them constructively, as building blocks, as opportunities to sharpen our blade, as a means, if you will, to reveal what we are good at, what we can get better at, and what we do succeed at. And since we are the architects of our own lives, let's study the habits. Listen to carefully, guys. Since we are the architects of our own lives, let's study the habits, the practices, and the routines that we have, that I'm teaching you, that lead to and feed our success, our joy, our honest pain, our laughter, our earned tears. Let's dissect that and give thanks to those things. And when we do that, guess what happens? We get better at them, and we have more to dissect, to dig into. And this get rich quick in 15 minutes on the internet world we live in, and we see it every day. But we all want to succeed, right? And the question we have to ask ourselves is, what is success to you? Is it more money? Maybe it's a healthy family. Maybe it's a healthy marriage. Maybe it's to help others be a top realtor or a loan officer in your area. Maybe it's to be spiritually sound, to leave the world a better place, a little bit better than when you found it. Continue to ask yourself that question, and whatever that answer is, as you begin to attack that path, don't do anything that will jeopardize your soul. And that's why I asked George what his priorities were. Prioritize who you are, who you wish to be, and don't spend time with anything that antagonizes your character. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. For me, that measurement is 4 things. It's faith, it's family, it's fitness. 5 things. It's faith, it's family, it's fitness, it's finances, and it's friendships. These are the things that are important in my life. And I want to keep all 5 of those things healthy and in shape. And I know if I don't take care of them, if I don't keep the maintenance on them, one of them is going to get weak. It's going to dip into the debit section. It's going to get sick and eventually die. So first, I challenge you to define success for you. What is your success? And then put what we have to put to work to create and maintain it. Take the daily actions. Enjoy the tally. Tend to your garden. Keep the things that are important to you in good shape. Defining ourselves sometimes by who we're not could be an easy first step for you to reveal who you really are. You know, that group of friends you hang out with that really may not bring out the best in you. You know, they gossip too much. They're always judging and putting other people down. They're really not going to be there for you in critical moments, in a pinch. Or how about that bar we keep going to, the bottle we keep picking up? We always seem to have the worst hangover from, or that computer screen that keeps giving us a reason, an excuse not to get out of the house and engage with people, get real human interaction. Or how about that food that we eat that we love it when it goes down, right? The stuff that tastes so good, but makes us feel like crap the rest of the day. We feel tired, lethargic. We keep putting on weight. You see, those people, those places, those things, stop giving them your time and energy. Just don't go there. Simply put them down. And when you do this, when you put them down, and when you quit going there and you quit giving them your time, you inadvertently find yourself spending more time in more places that are healthy for you, that bring you more joy. Why? Because you just eliminated the who's, the where's, the what's that are keeping you from your identity. Too many options. I promise you, too many options will make a tyrant of us all. All right. So get rid of the excuses. Get rid of the access, the wasted time. Decrease your options. And if you do this, you will have accidentally, almost innocently, put yourself in front of you. what's most important to you by process of elimination. Knowing who you are can be hard. So if you start by eliminating who you are not first, you're going to find yourself where you need to be. I wanted to share those words with you because in my own development, I'm always looking to grow and get better myself. I came across this unbelievable speech by Matthew McConaughey as he presented to the University of Houston in 2015. And these are most of his words. Cannot take credit for them. But if you think about, and as I shared those words with you, what feeling was going through your body? Did you listen to every word that was being said the way I heard them when I first heard that? With unbelievable attention, because they're so freaking spot on. And when I'm talking to George, and I was talking to Jason, the words that were coming out, where do we need to get better? What are the things we need to do, right? George Bredding used the word honed at the very end of his conversation. Jason Brown, and he also used the word focus. Jason Brown used the word discipline. He used the word routine. He used the word managing and attacking the database, right? Jesse Bell said, I was scared. I had fear. Man, that's good. That's good stuff. But my message to you on Fridays with Pat today, I'm not going to spend an ounce of time on the CRM or the scripts. You know why? Because if you don't first decide that those things need to be looked at as the joy, as the fun, and that's as the creating. And if you don't find enjoyment out of following up in the tedious stuff, the tactics, the nuances, the repetition, if you don't get yourself to stop looking at the cause and effect nature, like it said in the very beginning, that if I do this, that success, right? If I book the appointment, I win. If I don't, I'm failing. If I make the sale, I don't. If I don't, if happiness truly is defining your daily grind, you're going to be miserable and you will not do the stuff. So I urge you all to make that mental shift, to take this speech and make the shift to really look at the in process, the joy, the daily grind as fun, is who you are, and reaching out to people as joy, and enjoying the no's, the yeses. Remember what it said earlier in the beginning: regardless of the outcome, you will have joy if you are doing what you are fashioned to do. And the $1 million question then is, people ask themselves, well, maybe I'm not meant to do real estate then because I don't enjoy it. Maybe I'm not meant to do mortgages because I don't have joy. It's work. I want you to ask yourself this question. If you moved out of real estate, out of mortgages, into something else, would you say the same thing? Because the process of creating is and can be a grind if you are looking at the cause and effect. If I do this and then I get a result, then I win, versus diving into it. So the question, the way around that, okay, is understand that no matter what you do, you've got to go through the grind. You've got to go through the buzzsaw. You've got to go through the tedious, right? But the results and the money and the lifestyle that you all want and deserve, whatever it may be. Some people may just want to make 50 grand, 100. I'm not going to define your success for you. You are. 500, $1 million, whatever it is. That you have to enjoy the practice, the honing, and you're not doing that. Okay, listen carefully. As committed as you are in showing up this Friday, you're not practicing your scripts. You're not writing them out and internalizing them. When I had a call center book our seminars, it was a 2.5 page script, and they had to memorize it before they could actually start getting paid. They couldn't even come in. You memorize, you come into the interview. If it's memorized, then great, you're hired. Every single person, same exact words, complete. Then we worked on their pitch, their tonality, style. And what we did is we created an engine out of every person, which created predictability. 13 people, they need to get to say yes. 4 people do that. 300 people register, 200 people confirmed, 120 people showed. That's creating predictability and duplication. And if you don't go through the honing, if you don't track your numbers, how can you have any sense of control or feeling of joy, right? Knowing, right? And if you take the best practices, and in that speech, McConaughey uses the word dissect, that once we perfect them, we just dig a little deeper and dissect a little bit more. After my presentations, I used to sit there and watch video, and I thought, man, I closed 25% today. That is a great number. And I felt really good. And then I would come back to Rochester, get off the plane. My mentor would call me over on a Saturday night or a Sunday night, and we would sit down there and watch my tape, and he would dissect little parts of that presentation where I screwed up. Little things I did to rush or didn't stop or didn't make the point or didn't do the tie downs, right? We dissected and dissected and dissected and dissected. When college football, okay, any football, I mean, this is a great example because I coach football. I can tell you that when I coached college football and high school football, state championships, when I coached, we spent in the amount of 50 hours of preparation for 1 2.5 hour game. We knew the game plan, broken down by skill. We worked on, we went and drilled the fundamentals. We drilled the fundamentals at practice. So this is who our opponent, this is their weakness, this is our plan of attack. These are who we're going to actually put in place, our starting players, and who we're going to go with, right? And then once we said, okay, here are the things we need to work on, we need to internalize in our players what their offense or what their defense does, and we have to practice the skill necessary to accomplish that one-on-one battle, to do your 111th. And then we went to the game and we executed. Didn't always win. After the game was over, we come back on a bus. I remember coming back from Washington, D.C. Now, this is a player. We played Catholic University, and we beat them snot out of them. And we got back on that bus around midnight, maybe later, maybe 1 a.m. And our head coach, Coach Paul Vosberg, who's still the coach of St. John Fisher College today, got off that bus, went into his office, turned the light on, grabbed that tape film, and popped it in and started watching that video. Do you think he has joy for coaching football? Do you think he looked at it as work, popping that video in? I don't want to do it, but I have to. No, he wanted to do it. He wanted to do it. He has joy in doing that. Football coaches don't make big money at the Division III level. Success is not about income for him. He wanted to take care of bills. He wanted to have health insurance. His joy is coaching football. And therefore, his commitment to honing the things necessary to win come freely. When you guys make that shift in your real estate business, in your mortgage business, Lee Dickinson's on, in your insurance business, when you stop lying to yourself, okay, didn't get to it, didn't have enough time, didn't have enough this, and say, I never took the time to hone to the best of my ability. And when you do hone your phone scripts, and when you do hone your meeting scripts, and when you do hone your online sales funnels, and when you hone the verbiage that goes on your blog, I'm telling you guys right now, there will be a level of success in your business that is unlike anything you've ever seen, and expect it. He says in that speech, and I didn't cover it with you today, the worst word in the dictionary is unbelievable. 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 Jason Brown made $500,000. Unbelievable that you know, my daughter Hannah is playing varsity as an 8th grader. Unbelievable. You know, it's the worst word ever, because everything's believable and everything belongs to you. Anything you vividly imagine, ardently desire, sincerely believe in, and enthusiastically act upon must inevitably come to pass. But those are the adjectives. Anything we vividly imagine, ardently desire, burning desire, sincerely believe in, belief precedes action, enthusiastically act upon, must inevitably come to pass. So I want you to take those words, take the cause and effect nature of our life, take the correction that's going on in this business, in this industry right now, and don't look at what can't happen, what is happening on the market, and don't study those things, because the media tends not to be very positive. The writers of articles don't tend to be very positive. The world's coming down. The real estate's going to change. They're never going to need realtors. Soon the mortgage industry is going to go completely out. There'll never be loan officers. Car dealers heard that 10 years ago when the internet started, right? No more room for car dealerships, right? That's what they heard. Bull. You're in the people business. And my recommendation to you, instead of covering, and take today's Fridays with Pat, instead of covering the tactics, that you first have to get and develop the right thoughts, beliefs, mindset of one of a joy mindset, so that you will commit yourself to a newfound level of commitment, if you will, to practice what you do for a living. Starting at the top, word 1, memorizing. Step 2, internalizing. Step 3, focusing on how you're going to say it. The only way you can do it is if you record yourself and look in the mirror. Record your phone record your phone script. How's it sound? Magda said to me yesterday, I was on a one-on-one coaching call with Magda Saltzman, and we were looking at an old Mike Ferry script, and we were going, I said, here's the fundamental problem with this script right now, and I pointed it out, and then I said, well, why don't you say something like this? And Magda said, oh my God, we got to record that. It sounded so good, right? It sounded so good. This is what I need, right? I'm going to share this with you. I could have said something 10 different ways. It all would have sounded great, because I honed my phone skills many, many years ago. I understand the psychology of success. That way I can literally make any words sound magical, comfortable, conversational, non-salesy. That didn't just happen. I wasn't born with that skill. None of us are. It was honed. I'd like you guys to take a minute before we wrap up. So I'm going to my son's got a football game in Buffalo, New York, and I'm extremely excited to go watch him play. I want you to go to this chat box, okay, and take the next 5 minutes. And I'm still going to be on. It's going to be silent. And then I'm going to come back after being silent and reading what you say. And I'm going to reiterate, and I won't say the name of the person. I'm just going to say what the words are of the person, right? I want you to tell me in the chat section of this webinar right now, did you like and understand what I just said? Do you agree with what I just said? What was your, I guess I'll summarize this. What was your golden nugget from what I just covered with you guys? And now I'm gonna sit tight, and I'm just gonna read. I'm gonna read them as they come. One person says that was great. I'm gonna look at your comments, guys. What I'm trying to gauge right now is, I believe that what we covered here in this class is so greater and more important than anything that the CRM is going to do, or video email or action sets. It's helping you guys to formulate and create the right mindset, the right thoughts, the right beliefs, and the right frame of how to attack this business first, so that when I take you guys down the chute and we are covering phone scripts, meeting scripts, emails, video emails, that those things now on a scale from 1 to 10, when you do them, are a 10. I don't know if you guys all know, I love setting up the priorities for becoming the person I want to be. Spot on, says one person. Yeah, I mean, so many times when you really look down at your, one person said, Pat, I am impressed. I didn't know that you have this spiritual side of you. This is the only way to approach creation of the life we desire. You know, I'm going to say it was Diane Kyle, sorry, but I hope that doesn't offend you, Diana. But I will tell you, you cannot succeed in life without being spiritual, I don't think. If you're not connected to that person, we all have a spirit inside of us. And if you're not connected to that entity, you can experience abundance. And we get too loud, too noisy, too on our phones, too checking emails, too doing Facebook, too doing, things that we have to do with our children, and too much dinner and cleaning up and dinner and taking care and changing diapers, and not enough of stripping ourselves down to its bare you in leaving the home and going into a walk into the middle of the woods or something by yourself and asking yourself, what am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? What's most important to me? And having a time to connect with that entity. When you do, nobody will stop you. One person said, joy, the key to life and success. I enjoyed practicing law and I was successful at it. I need to develop the same joy in my mortgage business. I must commit to my family, business to be successful. And we only have so many hours in the day, my friend, right? You know, the problem is not people. The problem is not you. The problem is when you look at what is falling in love with this business and what you're doing. Again, what you're fashioned to do, right? And sometimes, guess what? Sometimes people find that they're not doing what they're fashioned to do. And it's okay to do what deep down you know you should be doing, regardless of the money. Because the best janitors in the world make fantastic money. You know what they do? They teach other people how to do janitorial work. They're trainers. They're selling janitorial products and owners of janitorial companies, right? The best in the world, right? So if you're doing what you love to do, you'll always be happy because you will commit to the grind. You know, I can test that. Look at a person who runs this. Look to the person who runs this country. It's not color, it's not religion, not culture that separates us, but the level of consciousness. And this is a matter of individual and human evolution. You know, I don't think we're disagreeing on anything there. It's exactly what I'm saying. Exactly what I'm saying. You know, so guys, I'll leave you with that thought. One person said, phenomenal. Benchmark your, let me just go back. Phenomenal. Benchmark your practice and get out of the comfort zone by challenging the joy of life. It's in your blood. David Weber said that down in Texas. One person said, I was having trouble with Zoom this morning, so I didn't get logged on until 8:30 and missed the beginning of the presentation. But I sure did like all the things you said about joy. I do need more analysis and commitment. Yeah, the inspecting, right? One person said, for me, I find joy in joy first, then passion. If I find joy first, then passion, desire, and drive is close behind. And for me, that will translate into success. Joy first, then passion creates desire and drive. Yep, 100%. I agree with that. So, guys, I hope today was good, man. I wanted to connect with you at a much different level. You know, I haven't done that kind of training in a long time, but if you look at the best of the best of the best in their respective trades, you know, the ones that rise to the top, right? We're in sales, right? Obviously, money means something to you. You know what I mean? But stop looking at commission. You know, once you break your business plan down, you got to have that. You have to have the strategy. I'm not discounting those things, but once you just focus on, once it's all set and laid out, if you just focus on the routines, but prior to focusing on the routines, focusing on the words and the internalization thereof, and you do the routines, you're going to have a lot of fun. And you're going to say different things about this business, about people, that you really believe that you're in the people business. You just happen to have specialized knowledge of selling homes, helping people buy homes, or selling mortgages, right? Sales is always about the people business, guys. I hope today was profound as I wanted it to be for you. Last thing I'd ask you to do is just rate this presentation today on a scale from 1 to 10, so I know if I'm on track with diving into some of the more mental aspects of our success. And thank you very much for everything, guys. You keep showing up. I get to keep doing what I love and what I'm fashioned to do, because I am absolutely doing what I'm fashioned to do. And I absolutely love the grind. And those of you that know me well know that I love practice. Love it. So, guys, have an awesome day. Love you. And we'll talk to you guys soon.